Mobile television production facilities for this broadcast are made possible by a grant from Walmart. Walmart, with their location on the White Horse Pike in Somerdale.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Sterling High School for tonight's Colonial Conference Showdown featuring the Sterling Lady Knights against the Haddonfield Bulldogs. Sterling coming in at 7-1, Haddonfield also at 7-1, and we're going to meet the Lady Knights.
Tanya Berry, senior, Yellen Middle School, Pineville, New Jersey.
Marley Sire, senior, Yellen School, Stratford.
Leilani Franklin, junior, Good Shepherd School, Collingswood.
Nia Holloway, Jr., Alice Costello, Brookline.
Tatiana Johnson, Jr., Magnolia Public, Magnolia.
Raina Polkak, sophomore, Yellen School, Stratford, New Jersey.
Tori Wilsey, sophomore, Yellen School, Stratford.
Kayla Franklin, sophomore, Good Shepherd School, Collingswood.
Jasmine Johnson, sophomore, Magnolia Public, Magnolia.
Yesenia Johnson, sophomore, Magnolia Public, Magnolia.
And we're going to take a look at the Colonial Liberty standings with Haddonfield at 4-0, Sterling also at 4-0, West Deptford at 2-2, then Collingswood, Haddon Heights, and Audubon rounding out the pack in the Colonial Liberty. And looking at the comparison between the two teams, John, you've got Sterling coming in again at 7-1, Colonial Liberty, first in the Colonial Liberty, averaging 47 points a game, giving up 32. Latanya Barry, the leading scorer, 13 points a game, followed by Nia Holloway, Marley Sire, and Tatiana Johnson. On the other side, Haddonfield is tied for first in the Colonial Liberty, averaging 46 points a game, giving up 30. So the two, what they have in offense and defense are similar for both teams. Keegan Douglas at 18 points a game, and we're going to go to the starting tap here.
Sterling controls in this all-important Colonial Liberty Division matchup here on a Tuesday night. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19 and around the world on YouTube. Winner of this game, obviously, I don't know if you talked about it with John in the open there, Kevin, really is in control of this Colonial Liberty early on in the season. Still a lot of basketball to be played.
Yeah, it is a big game early on. You get one game up because you feel like in a lot of situations, you know, neither one of these teams are going to lose much in the division. So
nice drive there by Emma Garris. Junior can't get it to fall, and it's controlled by Sterling. Trying to find Barry down low.
You really want that one game lead over your biggest rival, Haddonfield.
Sire back out up top.
Yeah, that's a good job by Marley Sire, not going to the basket, sensing nothing was there, and she gets the ball up front, and they restart the offense.
Latanya Perry has it stripped away, and there's going to be a foul down low. And all signs pointing to that being assessed.
Yeah, here we see Tatiana Johnson get the ball down to Latanya Berry. They've been getting that pass from the high post to Johnson and have had success with it.
Three on the way from Jasmine Johnson, no good. No foul called on that last possession. Somebody from Haddonfield must have stepped on the end line there, and still scoreless, a bucket a quarter into this opening period. Open for three as Garris leaves that short. Garris will hear it from the superfan contingency.
Sterling going with that man defense. You see Keegan Douglas out front here. Obviously the top player on Haddonfield.
Again, it's definitely going to be interesting to watch how Sterling gets out, stops Keelan Douglas from scoring.
I feel like Haddonfield's going to pack things in and force Sterling to beat them from the outside.
Douglas coming in, averaging 18 a game. Another rebound by LaTanya Berry. That's rebound number 886 for her career. She is chasing first place, and she needs about 150 or so more rebounds to finish first all-time in rebounds.
That's impressive. I mean, obviously we've talked at length about how impressive 1,000 points is, but 1,000 rebounds, that really says a lot. It just says how totally dominant she's been down in the low post.
And she would only be the second player in Sterling girls basketball history to achieve that feat. Quick 2 points there by Sarah Smith to open the scoring.
Yeah, you're seeing Haddonfield really try to make a point of driving to the basket.
Berry
Comes
can't
down
hand on them.
A little bit out of control, but they were able to make that one count.
Berry running the floor.
Something you don't see a lot.
One thing Strong's got to make sure they do is not telegraph their passes.
Sire open down low, blocked down low. You don't say that every day. Holloway on the drive, little scoop, falls, friendly roll for Nia Holloway to open the scoring for the Lady Knights.
Yeah, good job by Holloway going down the lane, and a nice pass into Marley Sire, but a good job defensively by Haddonfield, having to help defense come over on Sire.
Sire rips that one away as Jenna Walls can't control it. Holloway drive to the hoop. She's fouled by Sarah Smith, her first, and Holloway will go to the line.
Yeah, she saw that opening off to the right side, showed a good quick first step, blew by the defender, and was able to draw a foul from the help defense coming over.
Holloway, a 64% free throw shooter. Gets the first. Only averaging 9 points a game. But I like the way that she started out the first half of this opening quarter. Aggressive drives to the basket, trying to take some of the pressure off LaTanya Berry, at least from a scoring standpoint.
Absolutely, because Haddonfield is definitely going to be going Berry's way.
As most teams going forward will on a 1,000-point scorer. Sterling takes her first lead off of a free throw from Nia Holloway. 3-2 early on. Douglas, yes.
And a good pass to Douglas, playing off the ball. Haddonfield moved the ball up the court diagonally, got it open to Douglas, and she's quick and going down right down the middle.
Kick ball. As Jenna Wall is going to check back into the game. Replacing Sarah Smith, so.
You hear a nice roar from the crowd. Jasmine Johnson, who got around number 33, Kean Douglas.
We've been calling her name, I think, every year. And she's a junior now, and I believe we got a chance to see her every single year, and just really, really impressive. Even at the freshman level, torched us for 20+ here at Sterling.
Was a great player right from the get-go.
Douglas right on cue. Too strong. Rebound LaTanya Berry. Holloway on the break. Holloway for Johnson. Pump fake. And a 3-second violation on Marley Sire.
Not bad ball movement. You had the pump fakes. Again, things that can get the defense going one way, you go the other way.
Sterling going with a man defense here early on. About 3 minutes remaining. A long two. Shot by Smart, no good, and a wrestle for the ball comes in Nia Holloway. And now a timeout by Coach Marchese.
She does not look really happy with what I just saw from her expression.
Well, you got to love the effort on the floor. You had two girls diving on the floor for the loose ball in a Colonial Conference matchup, and you look at the keys of the game here, you really have to contain Keegan Douglas. She's already committed to Loyola, the Division I squad. I think the last time we saw a Division I product was back at Lower Cape May, Lauren Holden, who was a phenomenal player. Get the ball inside to Barry and Sire. They've been, Sire, relatively quiet, Kevin.
Yeah, and you're also going to push the tempo, but I think the big thing you're going to see Haddonfield do, they're going to collapse down. You're going to see the help defense come over on Sire and Barry. We've already seen that early on in this game. It's a matter of Sterling just moving the ball around. And, hey, if they collapse down, kick the ball out. Sterling's got to hit some outside shots.
Take a look at head coach Jackie Mulligan. If you look up on one of the banners, you'll see her name up there. Different last name, obviously, now, but was one heck of a player here at Sterling High School.
Had an incredible career, and you talk about Division I players, played at Penn State and had a standing career there. So Haddonfield trying to disrupt things with the press and the trap, and they do just that, really getting Sterling to play out of control coming up the court. And
Coach Marchese, whose name is also on one of the banners, she scored her 1,000th point back in 2011, so a pair of 1,000-point scorers for the Lady Knights battling.
Coach Marchese also had an outstanding career here, all part of the great Sterling tradition.
Went on to play her collegiate ball at college in New Jersey, had an outstanding career there as well. And a jump ball will be Sterling basketball. Good tip there by the Johnson sisters, came together, and you take a look at Jackie Donovan there back in 1990, 2,500 plus points for Jackie Donovan.
Incredible.
And we did the math. You know, you look at Jess Kopsky scored 2,900, almost 3,000 points. You have to average 25 points a game every single game for your career. All 4 years. That's impressive.
It's incredible.
Even 2,500 for Jackie Donovan, that's unbelievable.
Tanya Berry gets her first foul.
Yeah, you could see they had position on her. It's one of those tough fouls to take if you're a defender, but it definitely goes a long way.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Sterling defense suffocating the Lady Bulldogs right now. Underneath the basket is Walls, and there's a jump ball. Much to the dismay of the 150 superfan officials.
Tough call in a tough area of the court down there.
It will stay Haddon's basketball. Smith controlling at the top of the key. Man defense seems to be working real well for Sterling early on, Kevin.
It really is. You're seeing the drives to the basket, but what they're doing is allowing the initial step and really having to help defense over, playing tough, and you're seeing Haddonfield really not having too many clean drives.
80 seconds left to go in the first. Haddonfield out to a 1-point lead, 4-3. Sterling in their last game against Audubon scored 6 points, a 6-2 lead after one. So a slow start offensively for the Lady Knights in back-to-back home games, but have to expect this from two strong defensive teams.
It really is. And you're looking at
three-pointer well short.
Man.
Off of Tatiana Johnson out of play. 52 seconds left to go in the first.
Yeah, I expected Haddonfield to play his own collapse down, so they're throwing some different looks. Came at Sterling with a full court press with some trapping, so they're really going a long way and not allowing Sterling to get in any type of a rhythm.
Tori Wilsey just checked into the game for Jasmine Johnson with under a minute to play.
She's got a tough matchup against Douglas.
See how it works out. Douglas, little floater, falls. Haddonfield doubling up Sterling here early, 6-3. 15 seconds remaining. Sire has it stripped away by Emma Garris. Garris going to run the floor, under 10 to play, lays it up and in.
Yeah, that's a great steal, great anticipation by Garris in getting the steal and then taking it the entire way.
And some confusion. I don't think the girls realized how much time was left on the clock, and they could have gotten a shot off plenty of time. They had about 3.5, 4 seconds to get a shot off, and just couldn't get one off.
Look at our Haddonfield Bulldogs right there, right now, up 8-3. You see the replay here of Garris getting the steal, going the entire way through traffic and doing a real nice job finishing.
It's really been a real slow start for both teams.
You look at the team history, Sterling at 275-90 overall, 167-32 in the league, 124-29 home and away, and Sterling's won the last two. Haddonfield last one in 2018. Sterling's won 11 out of the last 16 matchups.
And more notably, the 2016 South Jersey Group 2 Championship. And right on cue, head coach of that team, Kate McDonald, going to sit to our left, try and get her on our broadcast. Haddonfield leading 8-3. And it will be Sterling basketball to start the second quarter. And we bring in the coach of the aforementioned South Jersey Group 2 Championship team, head coach Kate McDonald. Coach, welcome to a broadcast. You're on a different side this time. Kind of different for you, yeah?
I kind of like this side.
See?
A lot less pressure on this side. I don't know, though. You guys, you probably feel the heat sometimes.
We do. True. Not as much as you did.
Nah.
What do you think so far? First quarter of play here, Coach. Sterling down 8-3. What do you see so far?
I think there's always nerves in the beginning. And you always know in a game like this, Haddonfield and Sterling will really come to play. And I think that's a little, it's showing. I think it's tense right now. I think Sterling needs to loosen up just a little bit.
We have 3 1,000-point scores. There's your name up there. Over 2,000 points. Now, obviously, the pomp and circumstance for the 1,000-point. Did they do anything special for your 2,000 points?
I think it was kind of the same.
More the same?
Cool. I remember that more than I remember the 1,000 points for some reason. I don't know why that is.
Well, of course, you played in the old gym.
I did. I'm very old.
Holloway up top. Looking to control the offense with Wilsey on the near side. She's trapped, looking for somebody to pass to. Raina Pelkak in the game. Holloway had a nice look at a 3, but passed it up for the drive. Gives away to Douglas. Douglas, 3-on-2. Douglas, yes.
Yeah, Haddonfield first doing a good job with the help defense coming over on Holloway, then going the other way. Keegan Douglas finishes like only she can.
Coach, who do you compare Keegan Douglas to? Who you've seen in your career? I mean, we talked about Lauren Holden back in Lower Cape May.
That's a good comparison. I think Lauren was just an extremely fundamentally sound player, as is Keegan. She just really plays within herself.
Keegan with the ball fake and the bucket, and she now has 8 of Haddonfield's 12 points.
And they're both similar in that they can get points in bunches. You think you have them held down, and they can just make play after play in a short period of time.
Absolutely. And I also think neither of them ever seems to appear frustrated, which, you know, as a coach looking at body language, I always appreciate.
Drive, floater, rims in and out, no good. Rebound, Emily Smart. And here come the Lady Bulldogs again. Stripped away by Holloway, who's playing hard defensively here tonight. You look at a player, I mean, Nia Holloway has all 3 points. She's doing it on the defensive end as well.
And you're seeing them a couple times diving on the floor, but I think to what you said, Kate, probably a little tense early on here. And it's a matter of relaxing. Maybe hitting an outside shot would help.
At this point, any type of scoring would definitely loosen it up for them a little bit. I really think they need to figure out a way to get the ball into the hands of Latanya.
Still sticking with the man defense here. Under 6 minutes to play. Haddonfield out to a 12-3 lead. Barry rips it away on the floor. It's gonna be a jump ball. It will stay Haddonfield basketball. So already in the 10 minutes of gameplay, we've seen a lot of girls diving on the floor early on defensively.
This is that rivalry that you always see things like that happen.
Smith inbound, and a travel. Johnson on the drive, looking to dish to Latanya Barry, and they just can't find Latanya Barry down low.
Well, that pass has got to be looped up a little bit higher. Kind of did it around the side. You want to get it up high where you have that advantage over any defender out there.
Absolutely.
Sorry, with your height.
I know, you know, as a guard, it's tough. You see that hand up, but Tanya has a great hands, and if you could put it up near the rim, she's going to be able to go get it.
Crossover there. No look for Holloway. Holloway finds Barry. Barry's double team. Count the basket and the foul. That's what you got to do, ladies.
And this is a great pass down to Barry. She's able to use her body to shield the defender and goes right up. And, you know, that's, as you said, Kate, something they really need to do to find a way to get the ball down to her.
Fouls on Jenna Walls, her first. Team's second, and that will send Latanya Barry to the line. And that ends the Haddonfield run. Barry can't convert the free throw, so it will remain a 7-point lead for the Lady Bulldogs. Long three on the way. They were calling it 2. Foot was on the line for Emma Garris. She has 4.
Haddonfield doing what they need to do in the offensive end, about a couple layups, a couple fast breaks, and there you have a field goal from the outside.
Johnson outside 2, well off the mark. And again, Barry on the floor, and they're going to call a jump ball. Stay Sterling basketball as Haddonfield makes a substitution. Emily Smart checks into the game, replacing Jordan Siak, senior. Barry looking for the foul there. And again on the floor is Barry, and again a jump ball will be Haddon's basketball. Coach, what was one of the best parts about playing this, a fellow Lady Knight here, and a 2,000-point score here as well? Some of the highlights from your career as a coach here on the bench.
Well, a lot of Haddonfield games for sure. And I think if you ask me my favorite game of all time, we had hit a buzzer beater against Haddonfield my senior year, which was kind of cool.
Garris is starting to light it up from the outside. They're going to need to get somebody out on her.
Garris has 7 points. Sterling in some trouble here, and they throw it away again, deflected by Emily Smart. Douglas passes off, and off the window and in for Garris, and right on cue, Schulze. She has 9.
Yeah, good presence of mind there to know where the defenders were. Just pulled up, set the feet, use the backboard.
Haddonfield's shooting extremely well right now also.
Holloway, nice drive, can't convert, goes off Sire, but it's deflected away by, I believe, went off at Garris. And And they're going to bring in Tori Wilsey. And Siak is going to check back into the game for the Haddons. Sire, good look down low. Nice move by Marley Sire to convert her first bucket of the night.
Yeah, I like the use of the pivot foot there. Having a good sense of knowing where there was some space, taking advantage of it.
Douglas almost got that to fall from way outside. She just hit the back of the iron.
Yeah, that's a smart move. They don't get the shot, get the rebound, and restart the offensive set.
Not often you see a junior already committed to a D1 school. That's really impressive on what that school thinks of her already. And she still has a year and a half of schooling to go.
And you could see Sterling's hedging over in that last attempt to drive by Douglas, hedging over to stop the drives to the basket a little bit earlier, not allowing her to penetrate.
Douglas, little floater, leaves it short. Can't come up with the offensive rebound. However, Emily Smart does, and she'll back it out and reset the offense. Douglas being guarded by Berry. Siak trapped. Garris checks back into the game with a game-high 9 points. She leads all scorers, one ahead of Keegan Douglas. Under 2.5 to play. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Marquee matchup here tonight between these two crosstown rivals. Haddonfield and Sterling. Berry has it deflected away. Watch Sire on the inbound. This is where she got free earlier. Sire outside for Johnson. Long two. No good. Rebound. Berry, she can't control it.
You had some room. Unfortunately, just kind of lost her balance right there.
I think that if Sterling can keep putting up those mid-range jump shots and Latanya and Marley can be in rebounding position, they can get some offense going from that.
Smart wasn't looking for the pass, and that makes an easy bucket for Nia Holloway. Leads all Sterling scores with 5 points. That's a timeout, Haddonfield. 30-second timeout.
Well, you see good defense, and it gets a fast break. And I know, Coach, just in following you've had many times where your teams might have come out a little slow offensively, but that great defense led to offensive opportunities. Talk about how good defense and energy on D can lead to getting you back into the offensive rhythm.
I told them all the time, let your defense be your offense, and you're very aggressive defensively. You force bad shots, you force long rebounds, you force turnovers, turn into easy layups for you.
Mr. Smart right there, checking out the game. Might be watching on YouTube. I don't know why, the game's right in front of him, but you never know.
For replays now. If you have your cell phone, you can get replays.
Absolutely, a little bit of a delay.
You're allowed to watch.
I think he wants to hear the color commentary, that's it.
I agree.
Best kept secret in Summerdale.
90 seconds remaining, and a long three is no good by Smart. And Sire comes up with the loose ball. Sterling can cut this down to 7 or less. That's I would consider that a win here in this first half. Siak with the foul. Thought she had the jump ball. She did not as Douglas checks back in.
Haddonfield continues with the man defense. I thought coming into this game that they'd have a zone, but hey, the man's working for them right now.
Side note, the play that Sterling just ran, I put into my middle school just today. I hope they're all watching because they're up in the stands right now.
What's it like coaching your daughter now and having some fun at the middle school level?
It's a lot of fun. The girls are great. They work hard, and we play awesome defense.
Wilsey airmails one and falls into the hand of Keegan Douglas, and under a minute to play, a chance to increase a 10-point lead for the Haddons. Sterling a chance to cut into the 10-point lead.
Making some defensive stops, but have to convert it to success on the offensive end.
20 seconds remaining in the second. Sterling trailing by 10. Wilsey open for three. Tries to bank it off the glass, no good. Still plenty of time to shoot. They find Barry down low. Sire, 7 to play. Sterling's got to hurry here, 5 seconds. Holloway on the drive. She's fouled, she'll go to the line. Emma Garris may have picked up her first foul.
Not a bad half-court set as you look at Holloway drive the lane, but had some opportunities, were smart in kicking it back out, restart things, and ultimately end up with Holloway getting to the free throw line.
They used up that entire, alignment of clock they had right there. Got, to the free throw line.
Holloway converts the first. She's 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. A 64% free throw shooter, so right around her average right now. Obviously looking to improve on that. Sterling going to set themselves up defensively in case of a miss or an inbound here. Holloway, nothing but nylon. Holloway, nice job defensively by Nia Holloway. She's done it all here in this first half. As we take a look at a tribute to the 1,000-point scorers right now.
Cross court to O'Donnell. She takes the shot. And there it is! Number 1,000 for Kylie O'Donnell. The much-awaited shot, and it is finally in.
And a great kid to go along with it. Of course, we know she's an outstanding student, ranked 3rd in her class. There's her parents coming out. Obviously very supportive, coming along.
There it is.
There it is.
Just let the moment, do it itself here.
Second player this season for Sterling Lady Knights, Monica Birch, and now 1,001 points.
Now check that. That was Naja Riggs and Anissa Sanchez with the lay-in. Welcome to the 1,000-point club, joining 18 other members. Anissa Sanchez, point number 1,001. Rawlinson finds Satchel down low. Going baseline, she's gonna drive, go baseline, put it up for 2, and got it! Tyra Satchel, number 20 is number 20 on the 1,000-point club. Congratulations, Tyra Satchel. Welcome to the club. Barry, off the window and in. Number 25 is number 22 on Sterling Lady Knights' 1,000-point scorers list.
It was great. We won.
I'm sorry I missed it.
It's okay. You can check out all the highlights on Sterling TV 19's YouTube channel.
Oh, wow, really? All right, I'll check it out then.
Bye.
Sterling leading Haddonfield, or excuse me, switch that. Haddonfield leading Sterling. Wishful thinking, I guess.
It's what you meant to say.
That's
right?
what I meant to say. Haddonfield out in front of Sterling, 19-11 after the first half. Not a lot of scoring to speak of here, Schulze, but you look at the leading scores here. Nia Holloway having a great first half offensively and defensively.
Yeah, kind of picked them up with that drive to the basket at the end and getting to the free throw line. Burry with only 2, Sire with 2. Garris on the other side with 9, hitting a few from the outside, and Douglas with 8, and Smith with 2.
Nobody really in foul trouble to speak of, as only 1 team foul for Sterling, 4 against Haddonfield in that first half. So you would think that with all that really tough defense diving around on the floor that you would see more in the foul category. Nothing really to speak of.
Nah,
so it should make for a pretty safe second half here.
Refs are doing a good job letting them play, managing the game, and I think Sterling just needs, obviously, a little more offensively. Haven't hit anything from the outside, and you know, if you're not able to do that, and Haddonfield also is doing a good job defending Burry and Sire down in the low post. You know, you've had a couple opportunities where they were able to get that ball to them, where they're able to use their body and turn and use the board, backboard, but they've been few and far between. In Haddonfield, as we look at the girls right here, are doing what they need to do on both sides of the floor. Had a few fast break points, and again, like we said, are playing solid defensively, and deservedly so, are up by 8 as we enter the second half.
Tatiana Johnson to inbound the ball to start the second half. We're underway. I thank Coach McDonald for jumping on with us here in that second quarter. Try and get her back here in the fourth quarter. I know she's got her team here tonight,
yeah,
so
always has a lot of good things to say. Obviously, an outstanding coach.
Holloway, a long 2, well off the mark. Latanya Berry there for the rebound and the putback.
Yeah, and to what, that was one thing, talking about Kate McDonald she said before she left, hey, why don't we shoot from the outside a little bit more? Because we have Barry and Sire down in the low post. And on cue, that's exactly what happened to start this second half.
That's why she's a coach.
That's right.
And that's why I sit here at the table across from the benches.
Well, you do coach.
I don't coach basketball.
Well, no.
Drive, trying to find Walls. Somehow Haddonfield still controlling a helter-skelter here, possession. And Barry fouls. Is that Siak? No, that's Keegan Douglas.
Yeah, you see this, you see Douglas sensing that the defender was coming at her and didn't have the feet set, went into the pass, and that kind of spearheaded that drive to the basket, as you saw the help defender, Tanya Barry, get there and ultimately end up fouling Douglas.
First trip to the free throw line tonight for Haddonfield. One of two for Keegan Douglas.
And you hear the super fans sing their ABCs.
Holloway, strong drive, leaves it short, rebound to Barry. Barry for three, leaves it short. This place would have erupted as she buried that one.
Yeah, and you're seeing her pick things up the first two trips down the floor. LaTanya Barry gets an offensive rebound. Not able to convert, but that's something that could help Sterling with some of those potential putbacks, leading to much needed offense for Sterling.
Thought about the three, did smart. I thought she was going to take that one. She thought better of it. Douglas on the drive, little floater. That seems to be her game.
Yeah,
Not a lot of pull-ups from her, but that little teardrop floater seems to work well for her.
And Johnson didn't do a bad job contesting that drive, went out there under control, kept her feet under her, and contested it, and it led to a little bit of an awkward shot. Not something you see that often from Douglas.
Barry, count the basket, and the foul.
And we've seen him get the ball down to Barry, down low with that pass where she puts it right back out, up. There they got it to her, a little bit further out, had to use the dribble, but turned and went to the basket and showed you why she's also going to be going Division I next year.
Foul was on Jenna Walls, her second. One shot for LaTanya Barry. And a lane violation. Marley Sire got in early. So that will negate the free throw, and that might be a point you might need later on in this game, but still the deficit is 5 for Sterling.
That's a tough one. That's definitely a tough one.
Not often you see that called either.
No, yeah, kind of what I'm saying, yeah.
Traveling, so Sterling gets it right back. Sterling has cut into that 10-point lead. It was 19-11 at the half. And now it's just a 5-point game with 5.5 left to go here in the third. Tatiana Johnson too strong. Marley Sire rebound. She's triple teamed. Somebody's got to be open. Barry. Unlucky bounce there, and a foul on Marley Sire over the back.
Well, you got the foul, but one good thing you're seeing is you're slowly seeing Sterling use their advantage down in the low post with Sire and LaTanya Barry getting some rebounds, getting putback opportunities. I think that's going to be a big factor as this game moves on.
Barry, great hands and great defense to strip it away. Holloway going to clear things out now, take it all herself and convert.
That's our cameraman. Crosses too.
Nia Holloway has 9 points. And it's a 30-second timeout, Haddonfield.
Yeah, you saw that crossover dribble and showing herself get into an extra gear right here and going right down the lane and laying it off the glass. And boy, Nia Holloway's really coming out here and playing with a lot of energy. We saw the steals. We look at the crowd right here to end the first half and subsequent drive to the basket and getting herself to the free throw line. When Sterling needed some offense, she's really come through.
Sterling within one possession.
And coming out here with a little bit, a lot of energy, and I think the biggest factor that we're seeing right now, you're seeing LaTanya Burry and Sire, in addition to Holloway, get involved in this game on the offensive end, get opportunities, and that's what Sterling really needs to do. Get the ball down to them. That's where Sterling has an advantage.
So out of the timeout. Almost another strip there by LaTanya Berry. Three from Douglas, no good. Rebound up ahead to Holloway. Why not? Changes direction. Does Holloway? Yes! Nia Holloway, one heck of a night. She has 11 points.
And a great move going to the basket, past Douglas. And what a job of staying in control and laying it soft off the glass.
Sterling within one and a chance to take the lead here.
And not to mention a great look by Tatiana Johnson.
Much different Sterling team offensively here in this third quarter. So whatever Coach Marchese said at halftime seems to be working. Tatiana Johnson for three. No, unlucky.
That looked like that was going to go in.
And we're seeing Sterling drive hard to the basket.
Three on the way by Garris is good.
Yeah, and Garris continues to hit from the outside, hits a three.
Over the back foul on the aforementioned Emma Garris. That's going to be her second. Garris, 2 threes on the night. She has 12 points to lead all scorers.
Yeah, we said it before. She's somebody they're going to have to get a body out on her because she can definitely drain them from the outside. Got her third shot from the outside. She's drained.
Berry triple team. Somebody's open. Long rainbow three. No good. Sterling unlucky from downtown on this end of the floor. And it's back to a 4-point lead. Smart for three, leaves it short. Offensive rebound, momentarily put up by Garris, but Berry comes up with the loose ball. Holloway, crossover, finds Berry down low, yes!
And this place just erupted.
Yeah, you had another crossover dribble. I like the way Holloway's playing under control, drawing defenders her way, and has a nifty little bounce pass off the Berry, and she finishes it off the glass.
Nia Holloway having one of the best games we've seen her play in a while, Kevin.
Yeah, and I really like the way she's seeing the floor, too, and you really saw that on that last play, that last pass to Berry.
It's a 10-4 run right now in this third quarter for Sterling, and they trail it by a deuce.
And you're seeing how it's affecting Haddonfield. Haddonfield looks a little flat-footed right now, really not doing a good job getting space away from the ball.
And a traveling violation underneath by Sarah Smith. And Douglas quickly checks back into the game for Sia.
Yeah, you see Holloway the entire time keeping her head up. Finds Berry down low on that replay.
And Haddonfield's right now going with a very aggressive defense.
This one telegraphed right into the hands of Douglas. One-on-one with Holloway. No good. Holloway still on the ground, allows Douglas to get the rebound again. And now Berry, who else, comes up with a loose ball and a whistle. Timeout, Sterling. Full timeout.
Good call there by Kylie Marchese as you see Douglas go in. But again, a good job defending. by Holloway, keeping her legs underneath of her, and really showing good defensive position as we look at our fans there. And we're going to have our next game is going to be wrestling. Going to be a wrestling match next Wednesday, January 22nd, here, going against Overbrook. The wrestling team is having an outstanding year. They go against Haddonfield tomorrow at Haddonfield in a which shapes up to be an exciting match. But our next game on TV 19 is going to be wrestling against Overbrook.
Shout out Coach O'Donnell and the rest of the guys out to an 8-0 start. Really, really impressive. You see some of their, just the job that he's done is phenomenal. Wrestler himself, I believe, at Lock Haven University, just has done a phenomenal job with that program and off to a fantastic start.
And haven't seen them yet, but from what I'm hearing, they're balanced throughout. Feel like they have a chance to win in most of the matches, whereas there's been years past where they were having to forfeit matches and were throwing younger guys out there, especially at some of the higher weights at times, and really we're at a disadvantage. You're not seeing that this year, and kudos to him for the job he's doing with the program.
Again, as I mentioned, very aggressive defense right now for Haddonfield. Getting only 2 points up.
That's a great point, John. This is where Sterling can't fall into the trap of having telegraphing passes. You need to rely on ball fakes and getting the defense out of position.
Or turning the ball over. Smith comes up with a loose ball.
Sterling getting a little bit sloppy, and clearly at this point have the advantage in the game, coming back to draw within 2.
Coach Marchese was not happy about that, and a whistle down low. See who they call it on. Too busy watching the matchup up top between Sarah Smith and Johnson. It's going to be on Marley Sire. That's her second, team's third. And we are under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Garris, who's had a nice game offensively. And a traveling violation. Down low, working against Berry, and Smart turns it over.
And it really helps Sterling there because Haddonfield doesn't score. And as soon as they say that, I don't know what that's.
Offensive, it's a foul.
Wow.
Jacinia Johnson picks up a loose ball foul, I guess trying to get free. She picks up her first, team's fourth.
They're going to charge her, I guess, with a push-off.
Garris turns around, takes it, almost converts, almost got the away bounce.
Yeah, I think she thought Garris was going to give up the ball, went the other way, and Garris just held on to it. For a split second, was wide open and took the shot.
It's our 5th game in the last 9 days, guys, and every single one of them have been phenomenal. And it's gearing up for a really interesting fourth quarter. Douglas, behind the back, is fouled.
Yeah, this is where you're looking at Sterling right now on a little bit of a run up to this point, but they got to be more careful with the ball. That's what's killing them, and that's what you saw right there, especially when you have somebody like Douglas who has great anticipation and can go the other way in a hurry, and as you saw right there, was able to draw the foul.
Douglas, 1 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. One of 4. Berry rips down the rebound. Ten seconds remaining here in the third. Sterling trailing by a bucket. Holloway, little scoop, can't get it to fall.
I thought that was going to make it in.
Douglas at the buzzer, counts if it goes, it does not. And the officials looking for the foul, and they're not going to get one.
Yeah, I think that's a good no call. You look at this, I think they saw a ball there, and that's what the refs are going to say they saw also. And you can get all the highlights on YouTube when you go to www.youtube.com, Sterling TV 19. Mr. K puts a lot of great stuff on there. Not only the highlights, but you see a lot of full games that can be replayed and watched at any time on Sterling YouTube, Channel 19. And Coach Kate McDonald is going to join us for the fourth quarter.
I hope I'm not bad luck.
I don't know.
I'm very superstitious.
I didn't think about that.
It was a bad second quarter when I was sitting
Yeah.
here. Yes, I think of these things.
But you said a lot of good things, and I think one thing you said that we touched on to start that quarter, there were a couple outside shots, and you saw Latanya Berry get rebounds, something you said you felt like needed to happen, and I think that springboarded them to kind of get more active on the offensive end, and were able to draw within 2.
A shot
as we
is
enter the
better
fourth
than
quarter.
a turnover
Yeah.
any day, and if you can put the ball up, and once it's on the rim, it's a free ball, and I'd bet my money on either Latanya or Marley getting it most of the time. So.
Take a look at the Colonial Liberty standings and how big this game is for both of these teams. They're tied right up the top, and the winner will be in the driver's seat for the foreseeable future until these two teams meet again, more likely than not. Look at Johnson on the floor, and that's going to be Sterling basketball. And a chance. They've had their opportunities to tie this game up or take the lead, just haven't been able to take advantage.
Good job of Johnson defending. You can see they're trying to get Douglas open away from the ball. And Johnson was equal to the task.
Sterling outscores the Lady Bulldogs 10-4 in that third quarter. Thanks to Nia Holloway. Nia Holloway, 11 points, and Sterling gives it right back.
Yeah, and that's something that a little bit concerning over the last minute and a half. They just really haven't been careful with the ball. As you look at Douglas go the other way and uncharacteristically missed the layup.
One of the rare miscues that we've seen from the junior.
Haddonfield with the press here. Felt like when they executed that in the first half at times, it really helped in keeping Sterling out of getting in any type of offensive rhythm. Trying to do that right now.
Johnson on the drive, off the window and in, ties the game.
Boy, what a great sense of knowing what's going on to her left and seeing things clear out, knowing she had that opportunity. She took it and was able to get Sterling to tie the game here at 23.
Sterling picks it off. Tatiana Johnson with the defense. They were looking to find Jenna Walls down low. Sterling a chance to take the lead for the first time since the first quarter. And a foul on Keegan Douglas. I thought you brought up a great point earlier, Coach, that Keegan Douglas, even though that was, I know they're going to call that on Sterling, either way, that's a girl that just doesn't get rattled at all. And you could tell by her demeanor that she just doesn't bother.
Absolutely not.
There's a foul on Jasmine Johnson, her first, team 6th. I thought they called a hand check foul on Douglas.
Yeah, that was a curious call.
Nonetheless, the next Sterling foul will put the Haddons at the 1-on-1 situation. Jasmine Johnson doing a phenomenal job on Keegan Douglas tonight. Sterling had 2 players underneath the basket in Sire and Berry, and neither of them came up with a loose ball. Sterling continues to give this Haddonfield team life. .540 remaining here in the fourth. Baseline jumper from Walls is no good. Rebound to Tatiana Johnson.
Yeah, and I like the job, Rob. You pointed at how that Jasmine Johnson's doing on Douglas, forcing Haddonfield to go elsewhere.
They've definitely the past couple possessions, force the ball into someone else's hands, probably force them to take shots they don't want.
Johnson for three, just leaves it short.
Just need to get over that hump.
2-on-1 the other way. Douglas can't convert. Offensive rebound to Walls. Walls double teamed in the corner and a timeout. Haddonfield, 5:06 left to go in the fourth.
Wow, a good bit of about 45 seconds here for Sterling. And Coach, I know you like defense. Talk about what Johnson's doing in positioning on defense. We also saw from Holloway down there. Talk about how that is kind of could springboard Sterling.
I think the two of them have done a good job playing, you know, one-on-one with her. But then I also think, you know, when one of them gets beat off a dribble, Latanya's done a good job of helping. And I think that last possession they did a good job of rotating to, you know, probably what was one of the lower options on Haddonfield's team. No disrespect to that young lady, but I don't think it was one of their first three options. And that's what happens when you play good defense. You force the ball into someone else's hands.
Sure, you check out Sterling Silver Knights Radio. Plenty of great programming on there. Best music from 60s to today. Right here on Sterling Silver Knights Radio. Some school events. Follow us on Twitter, @Knights Radio. And breaking news into the wonderful world of Sterling Radio. A complete refresh of all the commercials and PSAs and programming, teacher drops coming in February. We're going to do a full refresh.
Sounds joyous.
I'm excited.
A lot of good stuff ahead.
So teachers, be ready for that. We're going to be coming to you for 5-second drops.
Basketball team. We just saw them in the crowd. They are here, future Lady Knights.
That's great. That's part of the tradition. The kids look forward in a big way to coming up here and playing for the program. Yeah. And
I came up as a 7th and 8th grader to clinic when Jackie was, you know, a high school player, and I looked up to her. And now we're both old ladies.
Sitting between two old men.
She's probably like, speak for yourself.
Who are some of the players that your girls are looking up to right now as they get ready to come here to Sterling next year?
I know I speak to my Kens about Latanya Marley, you know, in their post game, and like I said, we put in an offense that they run. Hopefully the light goes off a little bit for my girls.
How much has Mackenzie, your daughter, learned from Tanjay?
I think she learned a ton. And she grew up in this gym watching her play.
One heck of a role model.
Absolutely.
And Tanjay Lewis, one of the assistant coaches here. Almost gets that one to fall, did Johnson. Still looking for her first points of the night. She might get him here and give Sterling the lead.
Been at a stalemate for a while.
Emily Smart picks up her first, team's third.
And you feel like this Sterling comeback, it hasn't been smooth. It's been more sheer grit and determination. You know, it's not like they coupled together a couple big threes from the outside. They're just working hard and fighting their way back.
Johnson unlucky. Empty trip to the line for Johnson. Sterling, 3 of 6 from the line tonight.
Sometimes you just got to wear them down there, Mr. Schulz.
Yep.
Chip away and run the football.
Football.
Run the football.
Football on the court.
We approach the halfway mark of this fourth quarter. All knotted up at 23. Glad you joined us here on Channel 19. Rob Strauss, Kevin Schulz, Kate McDonald, and John Hallwood. In a Colonial Conference battle, the winner of this game will sit atop of the Colonial Liberty. But still plenty of basketball to be played. Douglas backs it out and restarts. There's be a foul on Jasmine Johnson. Her second, and that will send Keegan Douglas to the line to shoot the front end of the one-on-one.
You could see Douglas backed everything up there, and that shows you how, you know, to me, that's a compliment to Johnson and what she's been able to do. Douglas wanted to try to get space for a drive to the basket.
Douglas hits the first. 2 of 5 from the free throw line is Douglas tonight. Just picked up point number 10. Looking for 11. and gets it. Haddonfield gets the lead back, 25-23, in a low-scoring affair here from Sterling High School. Holloway looking for Sire, finds her, nice move by Sire, but she loses it off of her foot. 2-on-1 the other way, fouled by Tatiana Johnson. Sarah Smith will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, it looked like Johnson got a little body and hand.
Smith can't hit the first. Still one more to go for Sarah Smith, the sophomore, averaging 7 a game. Super fans trying to do their best to throw off Smith. They did 1 of 2, and they also wish somebody a happy birthday in the process. Just about 3 minutes remaining here in the fourth. Haddonfield out to a 3-point lead.
Yeah, this is a big trip down the floor, and that.
Barry gets the offensive rebound again. Still can't convert. Johnson is fouled. She'll go to the line.
Yeah, this is just relentless effort that we've been talking about. You see Barry dominant on the boards as she's been throughout the second half. 2 straight rebounds. But it's important for Sterling to get something here, because if Haddonfield comes back the other way and extends the lead to 5, a 5-point lead in a game like this is significant, other than, compared to most other games, because offense has been so hard to come by, and I think that's a credit to the way both teams have been playing defensively.
Tatiana Johnson, 3 points tonight, all coming here in this fourth quarter. Make it 4, and the lead is 1.
Good trip to the line by Tatiana Johnson. Again, somebody who we say always does the little things and goes unnoticed sometimes.
I love the way she plays. She just does all the little things right. Always, always positive. She just never tries to do above her, her role, which is enormous.
Yep.
I don't think you had any of these girls even on the team when you were still coaching.
These girls? No, none of them.
So this is the first time that you've...
Absolutely. Yep, crazy.
It's been that long.
It has been that long.
1 point lead for Haddonfield, 2.25 minutes remaining here in the fourth.
Yeah, tried to get Douglas open away from the ball, weren't able to do it, brings her on the ball for a bit.
Douglas loses it out of bounds. And the Haddonfield fans, that happened right in front of them, and now the officials are going to have a word. And I think this far side official said that he didn't see it. And they're going to keep it Sterling basketball.
Sterling with a great opportunity here.
Johnson in and out, no good. Rebound to Garris. Siak trapped. Just got away.
Haddonfield right now with the lead. It's going to bring things out. Force Sterling to come out at them.
Garris working against Tatiana Johnson. Here comes Douglas. Almost fouled by Sire, no call. Douglas takes it to the rack and scores. 3-point game.
Is a huge basket there by Douglas, and really good patience by Haddonfield in their half-court set.
Nice look down low. And a timeout. Timeout on the floor. Holloway had LaTanya Berry wide open underneath the basket.
Yeah.
But a timeout before. And it's still a 3-point game.
Still a 1-score game here for Sterling, but obviously that's a big basket that occurred down the other end of the floor by Haddonfield. Again, up by 3. And decent amount of time left. You don't necessarily need to go 4 or 3. Again, probably put yourself in a situation to get the ball down low. As we look at our next game on TV 19, our next match is going to be next Wednesday, 22nd, Wrestling versus Overbrook. Live on YouTube. Getting it out there, so if you can't make it in person and you want to know what's going on, just click into YouTube. Watch it on your phone, or if you're at home, watch it on a smart TV.
70 seconds remaining. The next Sterling foul will put Haddonfield on the line for one more 1-on-1 situation.
Yeah, plenty of time, like I said, to get the 2, get the ball down low to bury or sire, and you also have the opportunity for the old-fashioned 3 if they're fouled and they convert.
Jasmine Johnson inbound. Goes up top, Sire loses the handle. And they're not gonna call a backcourt violation. Berry. Up top for Holloway, under a minute to play.
Yeah, they might have got away with a break there, because I didn't see anybody from Haddonfield tip that ball.
Everybody gets a break sometimes.
Holloway looking to create, and a foul before the drive. It'll be team foul number 5.
Wow. I thought that was called a little early.
Goes against Sarah Smith.
Well, that's a situation, you know, if you call it a little bit more, almost wait for it to happen, you could get a shooting.
Sire gets her own rebound off their miss. Sire and a foul. Haddonfield looking for the jump ball. Jenna Walls had her hands in there. And it's going to be go against Garris. That's her 4th, team 6th. .41 seconds remaining. Johnson trying to find somebody inbounds to. Somehow finds Holloway. Ball on the floor, Holloway in trouble. Johnson for 3, no. Berry gets the loose ball to Johnson, and now a whistle. They're gonna call jump ball. Sterling basketball. And a timeout by Coach Marchese.
This last trip down the floor has gone pretty much the way the entire game has gone, with a lot of girls going to the floor. Good defensive basketball, and just a street fight out there as we look at a little synopsis of Jackie Donovan Mulligan's career. 1990 graduate of Sterling, member of the South Jersey Basketball Hall of Fame. As we had mentioned, scored 2,516 points when there was no three-point line her freshman year.
That's
so
unbelievable.
She had 3 years where she had it, but 1 year where she didn't. And the 1990 New Jersey Basketball Player of the Year, state champ in 1989 and 1990, and the MVP in both of them.
That's a heck of a resume.
Here we see.
You see
Kylie
O'Donnell, Marchese. I still can't get used to calling her Marchese. I just can't.
Yeah. See her in action there.
Probably one of the toughest players I think you've ever had.
You just read my mind. She was one of the toughest competitors I've ever had.
Diving on the floor for loose ball. Didn't she chip a tooth in the game?
She smashed her face on the ground in what was our bench at that time, but in front of the Haddonfield bench. We were playing Haddonfield, and she saved the tooth and brought it with us when we played to Haddonfield. It was taped to the locker as motivation that we would knock out teeth the next time. She was a trip. True story.
Holloway to inbound. Finds Johnson open for 3 to tie the game. Long Holloway with the rebound and the putback. 22 seconds. And Smith is fouled. 1-point game.
A foul on the sophomore Smith.
It's the team's 9th, and that will send Smith to the line. She's 1 of 2 from the free throw line tonight.
Can I just say that my heart is beating really hard right now?
Hits the first. Sophomore with ice in her veins. Knocks down the all-important first free throw. Still a one-possession game, and another big free throw on the way from the sophomore. Misses the second. Berry with the rebound. It's a 2-point game. 15 seconds to play.
Plenty of time. No need to force things.
Holloway, offensive foul. Jenna Walls came in, set her feet, and took the foul.
Yeah, it felt like Sterling was playing rushed when they really didn't have to. At one point, had about 15 seconds left. And we're kind of...
I'm pretty sure Coach Marchese was saying one shot.
Yeah, that's frustrating. I think they just got a little amped up and...
Holloway just got kind of out of control here. As I know, she's been having some success driving to the lane here tonight.
And of course, Haddonfield anticipated it, and boy, I don't know. I saw some feet moving, so we're getting some calls and we're not getting some calls.
Yep, but that's a split-second call. I mean, that's
a split-second call. I mean, she was kind of there, but she also kind of moved her hip into her.
Trying to draw that offensive foul as a defender. So still a 2-point game. And this has been all that has been advertised that this contest would be. This is a stereotypical Sterling-Haddonfield matchup.
And with 10 seconds left, what do you think, Coach? Do you foul right away, or do you try for the steal, wait a few seconds, or?
I think you probably have to take a quick foul. Yeah. You don't really have time to waste. And there's probably different people you would prefer to foul than others, but you just can't be picky at this point.
Try and deny Douglas the ball. She's somebody you don't want to have to foul, but.
Sterling going to try and steal the inbound. It's 2 shots from here on out for Haddonfield. They go to Douglas. Douglas fouled by Johnson. That will be her third, and Sterling's now over the limit. Only took 2 seconds off the clock. So Douglas a chance to put this one away for the Lady Bulldogs in a scrappy affair here tonight.
Yeah, you only have to look at the score that tells you what type of game this has been tonight. Barely getting to 30 points.
Just grinding it out.
Yep.
One more on the way for Douglas to make it a 2-possession game, and she does. Sterling in need of points in a hurry. Holloway steps back for 3, leaves it short, and 1.4, and that should do it. Haddonfield going to escape with a 4-point victory here at Sterling High School. And sit atop the Colonial Liberty. Keegan Douglas down the stretch, 6 points in the final quarter to ice it for the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, big early season win by Haddonfield, putting themselves in the driver's seat for the division, no question about it, but just a defensive battle on both ends, and kind of ended up the way we thought it would, but with Haddonfield coming away with a slim margin of victory.
Nia Holloway for Sterling had 13 points. LaTanya Berry with 8 points. And Keegan Douglas finishes with 15 points, just shy of her average, but she was right on par. And she showed why she is one of the best players in South Jersey.
Yeah, and being hounded defensively by Johnson and a lot of the help defense coming over. You saw her come through with some big baskets at key times in this game and ultimately lead Haddonfield to a 31-27 win.
Next game will be wrestling next Wednesday right here at Sterling High School. I want to thank Coach McDonald and John Hallwood for joining us as always. Schulze, we'll see you next time as always. Next game, again, wrestling, 5:30, taking on the Rams of Overbrook right here on Channel 19. That's next Wednesday. If you can't make it, it'll be live on YouTube as well. For Tad Kozaneski, Kevin Schulz, John Hallwood, the coach, Kate McDonald. I'm Rob Strauss. We'll see you next time. Sterling drops this one 31-27. We'll see you next time right here on Channel 19. Good night.